Hello, welcome to Skylanders Spyro's Adventure 80% Glitchless. Why Glitchless, you ask? Well, one, I need to do a run to submit to an event, and two, because why the heck not? I've never done a Glitchless run before, so here we are.
Greetings, young Portal Master. I, Eon.
We heard the Skylanders were all gone.
So as you can see, we're starting to run with Stealth Elf, not Ghost Roaster. I'm sorry.
That main road was destroyed, and now the townsfolk
Technically,
are all
Ghost
trapped
Roaster
inside.
is
It's
good
very
for
dangerous. Taking down that wall
ectoplasming
seems like it might
through the
help.
Mabu,
Maybe
and
that
technically
old
he's good
cannon
for whatever the other thing I was thinking of was
Use the action.
skipping the bounce pads, which I think Stealth Elf can do. I've just never tried. However, the main reason we use Ghost Roaster is because you can do a skip. And we use him at 80% because we actually switch.
I didn't know you
But
guys were
at
here.
80% glitchless, we
really
don't
use
switch
your help.
for a while. So it's not worth
Grab
using
that
Ghost
key
Roaster.
and get us out of here.
Get the key, young Portal Master. Use it to... Your Skylander will need a key.
Oh, am I so glad the Skylanders are here. Hope there are more of you. We have a doodle of a problem here.
So in glitchless,
The bridge is up, and
it's
people are
really
trapped on the other
standard. It's
side
just
of
we don't
Turtle
allow
Gully.
any big
Gosh,
glitches,
I hope they're okay.
no warping, and no
Lobbers
really
over
just
there can't move that
any
turtle.
way of
Could you
exploiting
please help him?
a part of the game with another Skylander. And there's really nothing to exploit with Stealth Elf anyway.
You're a Skylander, aren't you? Good thing
There's
you're
very
here.
very
I've got
few
a
glitches
big
we allow,
brain,
and they're
but
not
pretty
really
puny
glitches. I mean,
muscles.
you could
I
debate
could
them
use a
at least.
powerful hero such as yourself
I
to
personally
help
would
me
consider them
move this
glitches.
turtle.
Which one's about to come up right here? It's very, very insignificant. See if I get one. Come on. Oh, I didn't get any. Wow, well said. There's a glitch called snapbacks, where when you push a turtle or a block, you back up from the block as you're pushing it, and what it'll do is the block will push while you cancel your animation of pushing it, and so you're able to push it again very quickly. It's pretty useful. It saves a very small amount of time. We allow it in glitchless because it can be unavoidable. Like, seriously. And it would be a pain to not allow it if runners are just going to accidentally get it over and over again.
I'd gladly escape
So,
this raging tornado,
we allow
except these monster gates
snapbacks,
are in my
very
way.
insignificant anyway, and it's just
Monsters
moving to
always
get it. It's
stake
not like
out their
you're switching
territory by
Skylanders
putting up these
to
gates.
get a
As
snapback
these
or
are
anything crazy
particularly
like that.
nasty little monsters too.
So, snapbacks are allowed. That's actually the only glitch I can think of that we do allow. Oh, I guess there's a second that is debatably a glitch. I'm not even sure if I consider it a glitch yet. It's in chapter 13, you'll see.
Where you are, but don't worry. These gates will open once all of the monsters have been defeated. So all you have to do is just get rid of all of the chompies in there, and everything should
This
be
dialogue's
just
very long.
fine.
90% we skip it in all story levels. When you replay chapter 1, these dialogues become unskippable, or skippable.
Defeat the Chompies.
So in all story levels, we just we do a Ghost Roaster skip also above that chompy. Just falls to the floor. But in 90% we do this crazy glitch with Zap. It's pretty fun. But in this, unfortunately, we can't skip it.
These are elemental gates. Behind these kinds of gates are some great
So there's going to be
treasures.
another Blobbers
They can
dialogue
only be
coming up, and
opened
we're
by
going to
a
want to
Skylander of the
hesitate
same
just a little
element.
bit so that the dialogue box appears, and if that doesn't happen, that's bad. Oh, and there is kind of a geometry clip here that you're going to see, and we allow it because it's literally just walking over an area that's walkable.
I made it totally obvious, right?
So I wouldn't even consider this one a glitch. So when we get here, wait for Blobbers to catch up. Okay.
The tornado.
Wait, what?
Wait.
Oh, it didn't work.
Hobson's knee
Aw.
goiter. The royal
I don't know how to skip
Palace
that then.
is completely gone. And oh no, look, the royal
That's
family
annoying.
is trapped. You must.
So you can't skip it until then, you can't shoot the cannon until that. That dialogue is skippable, I just don't know how to skip it. Oh well. Anyway. um, that's just unfortunate, I guess.
So,
Because I was able to skip it earlier. I think you have to wait for Blobbers to walk up there. I think Blobbers needs to access the dialogue. If you access the dialogue for him, you're not going to be able to skip it. I think that's how it works.
Amazing, right? Well, you can thank me.
But I'm not sure. We'll have to talk to the people that ran Glitchless before I showed up, so.
different areas.
Fun
of
fact, any
Skylanders
percent
have
glitchless used to be the
different
actual any
elemental
percent, because we
When
hadn't
you
found any
switch to
glitches
using
until like
Skylanders of the same element in that
October.
area, they will
early
have
October
extra
is when we started
power
finding
and reap
glitches.
Extra rewards.
First glitch was found by
Skylanders
Doom.
of the tech element are stronger in this zone.
I don't think Doom's ever run this game. Actually, he might have done an aisle. Not a glitch here. You can just push the turtles in once and walk over them. Please let me get over. Okay, that was scary.
Portal of power to change Skylanders at any time.
You'll see me doing that a few times. I think there's another block section here we do that with. There's one in do.
Of the magic element are stronger in this zone.
Oh, I just did a snapback, by the way. I don't think you've seen it yet. I don't know if you also noticed it, but in case you did notice it, I pushed a block a little faster than normal.
Know that you don't
Up here is an in-game skip. This is allowed, because it's built in-game. You'd be dumb
to join
if it didn't allow it.
and
We do
control
this in,
their
like,
own
every
space.
category.
Skylanders of the light
Actually, I'm sorry, I
element
can't
are
think of any
stronger.
category we don't do this. Like, even in 100%, while we don't do it the first time, we still do it. Yeah, my sense of artist in a weird spot, so getting a two-shot's a little raspy. Up next we have a section of Bramble. This is stuff we would normally do in 90%. Or we just walk up with stealth off and destroy the map. You might notice there's some parts of the game where I'm like very secure and other parts where I'm very insecure. Because there are parts of this game that we normally use stealth off in, glitchless.
I'm your girl. But adventure
So,
takes a lot of
but there are also
preparation.
parts of the game where
If you or any of your
there are
Skylanders
sections of
like
the game that I don't
before
even
heading
walk
out,
over with
I
another
might have some
Skylander.
challenges that will do the trick. Come and see me.
And some of it's like stuff we've been skipping for a while as well. So some of it might be like, well, we're skipping it now, but I used to go over to this area a lot. So I know what I'm doing. I'm familiar with everywhere in the game, at least a fair amount, because I have run it 100%. So, I'm not, excuse me, I'm not like lost, but a lot of this stuff, there's going to be a lot of foreign things to me. So this is the section we do a stealth off. I missed the teleporter, unfortunately. Let's take a second faster.
Skylanders of the tech element are
Normally when we get up to this gate, we switch to Ghost Roaster. I didn't grab the gate. Because Ghost Roaster can skip that gate, and then we need Ghost Roaster to skip this auto-scroller. But unfortunately, we have to sit through auto-scrollers, I know. Disappointing. But welcome to the real world. This is why Glitched is much better than Glitchless. Probably just because of Chapter 3, to be honest. Chapter 3 is so bad. Glitchless. That's not getting hit. There we go, I got him. He does not count as an enemy, so I'm not worried. It doesn't matter how quickly you kill these guys, as long as they don't go off screen without getting hit. It only matters how quickly you kill the last guy. Because the last guy is when you can end the auto-scroller. That was a pretty good hit.
You have defeated all the airships. Very impressive.
Little tip about the second autoscroller, do not shoot the money, you see? Because if you shoot the money, you actually slow down after the autoscroller just a tad bit. I think it's if you get more than 3 coins. Yeah, so when you see that, I know it looks tempting, don't shoot them. I have to take out the big airship. Basically just don't miss any of your shots and you'll be fine. Yeah, so if you collected a bunch of coins, you would have slowed down there. It's just annoying. Some fighting. So we normally do that with Ghost Roaster, and then we just skip this fight section in general with Ghost Roaster. And I walk down here. Normally we skip this cutscene, which despawns the ship, so this ship is just invisible. And the enemies don't spawn, but it's going to be an invisible. We have to wait to despawn after this goes down. With Ghost Roaster, we just ectoplasm through it, because when the ship is invisible, that invisible is there for all eternity. Which sucks. And then finally, the last auto-scroller. The first auto-scroller we ever skipped. Originally, I found that you could skip this with Stump Smash, but then I found you can skip with Ghost Roaster. They're both about equally as hard. It's not easy. There's going to be 2 giant ships we can take out. One's going to wait a little bit to spawn. It's going to spawn about now. There he is. Unfortunately, the enemy's in my way. That enemy's usually always in your way anyway. And here's the one we really needed to take out. No, you don't need to take this one out to progress through the game. The game wants you to think that. On HD you do, but on Wii you can just skip to you can just go over the gate that's preventing you from getting to the end. And while the golden propeller is not there, it accesses the end anyway. Really strange. And now chapter 4. There's non-skippable dialogue with Flynn. By the way, I should be running on French, but I'm not. I just realized that I'm losing like 5 seconds off of not using French. But at least you can understand the plot, I guess. It's not like French is a glitch or anything. Yeah.
Even had a few parts left over. Are you ready to go, Chief?
Okay. So chapter 4 is an interesting one regarding glitches. There's a glitch called windbag skip, where if you get hit into a cutscene, which can just happen randomly, you can move during a cutscene and then you can skip a battle gate. We don't allow that, because that's a big skip, and it is exploiting a glitch. However, the glitch can be unintentional, like obviously it can happen by accident. However, you can't accidentally skip the battle gate, so what we do for this is if you get hit into a cutscene, just don't move. If you take like 2 steps, it's fine, as long as you don't like take a huge advantage over what you're doing. So, yeah, we don't allow windbag skip.
The magic is stronger in this zone. Lower the lightning pylons, young portal master.
That gives my audio for some reason. Chapter 4 is an isle I'm fairly familiar with. I do have the isle world record for this. Me and Madman went back and forth in this one.
Lower the lightning pylons, young portal master.
There's one place where you can accidentally get the dialogue skip. Not dialogue skip. Cutscene skip. Hitting into a cutscene. Just don't move. Easy. Nice shield. Here's the big one. If you get hit into this, just don't move. This is where the windbag skip is.
Lightning pylon, young portal master.
I did not get hit into it, so it's fine. But yeah, you'd be walking during this, and you'd be going all the way down there to the right, and skipping this next battle gate that's about to happen. So this battle gate right here.
Skylanders of the air element are stronger in this zone.
And just a lot of moving right. That's actually a pretty good movement. There's a cycle. You can never beat the cycle as far as I'm concerned. Right, so you want to take these guys out first, because if you do that, then there are two enemies you don't have to kill to access the end. It's the ones you'll see on the right, the Drow. Instead, you just need to kill them with eggs. Very nice. Up next is Chapter 5, and Chapter 5 is the only chapter in the game that is not affected by glitches. By any glitches we found. I guess there's like a small little cutscene skip you can do. I wouldn't really consider it a glitch. I would just say it's accessing a cutscene you're supposed to access, but not during another cutscene. But you're not using any glitches to get there. It only seems like a second anyway. So no big deal there. Bad for RNG. Gorgolfin appears anywhere on the dock. The first time you can only lose up to like half a second, so I only lost like half a second. No big deal. So yeah, this chapter, in any percent glitched, we'll just call it any percent. Not affected by glitches at all.
Redirect the energy
There are
to open the gate.
no glitches to be found in this chapter. This chapter is quite unchanged. Like in ASL, warpless, or sorry, not warpless, warped. Excuse me. There is a warp setup we use, technically, but it's just setting up a warp. Obviously, you're not going to see that, because warps are banned.
Are stronger in this zone.
Okay. So here's the little glitch, see if I get it. Ah, just missed it. Ah, I got it funny. That sucks. So normally what that was supposed to do would be skip that cutscene. That just screwed me over. But unfortunately the cutscene screwed me over. So just kinda sucks. It's a little time loss. No big deal. Ah, I tried. It's a little glitch here called drunk camera. And yes, this is allowed. It's just overlaying cutscenes. It's stuff that's supposed to happen. It just looks funny. I didn't skip the cutscene properly. Here's a way you can skip that cutscene. I'm pretty sure. You have to hit C in the right patterns. Only this is like a second. It's just annoying.
Throw the bomb into the
All on first, you put the bomb in, and that's the end of chapter 5. Could have been worse. Alright, in chapter 6, one of the most heavily changed chapters from glitches. Oh yeah, so you might have noticed if you have a keen eye, and if you're familiar with the series, that I've actually been playing this whole game as player 2 so far. Player 1's supposed to be on the left side of the bottom screen, but player 2 is on the right side, and I've been playing as player 2. I skipped a cutscene, you didn't notice it, because the cutscene didn't play. Also, worst Gurgle for RNG, that sucks. So basically, when you grab the oil can, if you're player 1, there's supposed to be a cutscene that plays, but it doesn't play if you're player 2. It's weird. Not sure why that happens, but that happens. So, fun fact. That saves like 8 seconds. No, it's not a glitch, because it's just a cutscene that doesn't play. I hate this. That skip's been rolling me over It's not a skip, sorry. It's, well, I guess it is kind of a skip. It's just moving to the platform faster. If you hit under the mast, you go faster for some reason. So you do that. But it's been rolling me over for some reason. I don't know why. I think I'd be stealth off right now, normally. Once you get to this gate, though, you're supposed to switch to Tornado, or Weak Home Soup, and jump over this gate, but that's a glitch. So we're gonna do this, and then you'd go over to the left of the beach side and do the ant skip, my favorite skip that I found. Where you just jump on the bounce pad with Tornado, and he goes through a thing and skips to the end of the chapter. I am complimenting it as well, that's wonderful. So now I'm kind of in uncharted territory. I'm not that familiar with this part of the game. I've gotten a few attempts past years, so I mean, I'm getting used to it, I guess, but like I've only really been familiar with this from 100%. Basically, there's a key over here. Go through this teleporter, jump down, go to the right. There's a key.
Skylanders of the...
That's kind of a bad fight. Then, in case you're wondering, are these enemies just really weak? No, Stealth Elf's just really powerful. That's why we use Stealth Elf. Not only because she's super fast, but because she defeats these enemies like no one's business. The only Skylander in the game that even comes close to Stealth Elf's DPS is Drobot, and even still, not even as good as Stealth Elf's. Stealth Elf just does tons of damage. So if you use any other Skylander, it takes a few seconds to take out an enemy. Cough, cough, Tornado. When you get here, you only need to kill the Nautiloids. These are the pink enemies you see down here. You don't need to worry about the cannoned octopuses. And you need to kill the Anchorman. And the battle gate opens. And that's the end of the chapter. That wasn't so bad. Alright, chapter 7. This is where we'll finally see the first Skylander swap.
Now that the
I'm going to be switching to Cinder. Cinder is the fastest Skylander that moves over the water. So that's why we use her. Because we're going to be moving over the water. We also use her because there's a glitch, but we're not going to do that glitch because it's a glitch. It skips a turret and stuff. But with Cinder's dash ability, she can go through invisibles that are very thin. And it happens to be a thin invisible that takes you to the 4th statue. So there are 4 statues. This is the main reason why we use Cinder over here, because we can just go over here, fly over the water, and skip to the 2nd statue. Very nice. This actually skips a lot. Like, I'm not even joking. This skips... I don't know. A minute's probably too much. Yeah, not a minute, but like over 30 seconds. And it's not a glitch at all. It's just moving over the water. By muscle memory, I'd probably go to the right. That's actually bad too. When you go to the right, that's where the skip is with Cinder. But instead, we have to do this auto scroller. Yay! This is very short though. No worries. That was weird. And now the camera angle's screwed up. Okay. So, did the Habanero just not die? I guess the Habanero just didn't die. That's annoying. So I just lost time there. Great. I've never seen that before. That's just unfortunate. So yeah, you would just go through an invisible there, the ship would be invisible. The statue would be invisible, that I described, but it would be there.
Oh, will you look at that?
Anyway, so that's basically it for Cinder. I'm gonna stay as her so that I can optimize some swaps a little. If I can actually get over here. Yeah, it's a bit risky going this way with Cinder, unfortunately. And I'm not gonna switch to Stealth Elf until I see the spawn in. we go. And now fight time. So obviously we're going to use Stealth Elf because she does tons of damage and takes out these enemies really quickly. Do note, at the end of this you're going to fight all 3, and if you kill 2 near the same time, or at the same time, we call this an unload, we need to change the name. You cancel out one of their animations. That's not a glitch, that's built into the game. And if it is a glitch, well, it can happen unintentionally, so of course it's allowed. Here are sharks. If you get close to a shark, the game slows down and heals you. That's built into the game. So we don't want to get close to sharks. You'll see it at the very end. There's 2 sharks that are just unavoidable. So the best shark section you can get is hitting 2 sharks. I'm about to go on here. Yeah, there's one right there. That's what I mean by slow down. And it does slow down your game. Oops. So we don't want that. We don't want to lose time.
Locked and loaded.
I hate Gilgrim because he just hits you away from him. It's annoying. There's only going to be 2 spells in the glitch, not glitches, the water fight. The other 3 fights. There's 3 of these fights, right? 4 of these fights, sorry. So this one there's 2 spells, and the last one, the fire one, there's 2 spells, or 2 spell attacks. So this right here, you get just patterns of these. And the life and undead one, the second and third one, you get 3. They're all built pretty much the same, it's just how many spells you get, and then this one you just get 2. The shortest fight is the fire one, I believe. And the longest, I think, is the undead one. Actually, it might be the life one. I don't know. Probably the life one. No, it's gotta be the undead. The undead attacks are pretty slow. Here are the 2 I said are unavoidable. Unless I ever skip them one day, which I've never have. And here's Slam Bam. Slam Bam's always going to punch you, no worries. Even if you shield, he's going to punch you again, so. It's a bit annoying. Alright, there's going to be a chance for an unload here. It's a bit likely on the water one. It's just not nearly as unlikely. I don't think I'm gonna get one. So we'll see. You get the death animation and then kill 2 near the same time. Alright, I got one. Nice. I killed Gilgrim and Slammed him at the same time. So there's 1 unload. That was a perfect unload too. You can kill them near the same time. It's a bit slower than a perfect unload. Perfect unload is where you kill them at the same animation. So I only got 1. A double unload is where you kill them, is where you only get 1 death animation. So that one I got 2 death animations, which is better than 3.
Investigate the beach.
Alright, clam time. If you run this game, you'll hate clams.
Good morning.
Like that. Dude, I just missed the first one. Are you kidding me? Yeah, clams. Dude. That was really bad.
Big news? Yeah.
So yeah, clams suck. We don't like clams. Alright, chapter 8. I'm fairly familiar with this chapter from an event we did once called Crystal Eye Crash. Crystal Eye Crash. I don't know what I just said. Crystal Eye Crash. And, well, kind of hated it, but it also became a joke. It was an event set up by a Skylanders server, so not the speeding server or anything.
Skylanders of the air.
So yeah, we're all kind of fairly familiar with this chapter. Plus, we used to run this game before Welcome existed, so... wait. Please don't get caught. Okay, that was bad. catch there. Remember the chompies. They'll latch on to you, it doesn't do anything. Snap back. These enemies can despawn, it just happens sometimes. It's really bad if you get that on 100%. It's if you get too far right when dashing. And I say it's really bad on 100% because you need to for all the enemies. That's it, so crap.
Skylanders of the air element.
Little movement skip we did there.
Skylanders of the air element.
All right.
Stronger in this. Skylanders of the air element are stronger in this zone. Skylanders of the air element are stronger in this zone.
Here's the final fight. This is kind of an annoying fight. One definitely got it over here. Oh no, one did not. So, basically how this fight works is you need to kill every enemy. In the barrels there are chompies, however they don't count as enemies until you destroy the barrel. And sometimes the enemies can actually break up the barrels, which is why I kind of hate this. So the goal is not to break barrels, but I end up breaking them anyway for safety. Alright, chapter 9. We're going to see another Skylander swap. We're going to switch to Cinder soon. To go over the water once again. Obviously not a glitch, it's built in the game.
Skylanders of the light element are stronger.
Dude. Dude, what the heck? Come on, dude. There's Cinder.
All charged up.
Skylanders of the water element are stronger in this zone.
I like to switch to stuff off here so that I can optimize for swaps. Basically, the gate will open as I switch. I swapped a little late. And we're gonna go over here. And then we just go to the left and skip this whole section with Tornado. If I can actually push this block. Dude. Dude, please go away. That's really bad. Oh my gosh. This is so bad. That was horrible. Dude. Alright, so this ain't world recording. World record is 1:59:48, I believe, by pencil. It's basically impossible now. But whatever, I'm just trying to get a run to submit. I just like having good runs. Here's the Madman climb, not a glitch. And it saves 4 years found by Madman. That was actually pretty good movement right there. There. Good stuff. Not very good though, unfortunately. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I do this right. Nice, okay. So if you press C very specifically, add some input, with very specific inputs, it's actually pretty easy once you figure it out. You can skip that cutscene I just skipped. If you don't do it correctly, the cutscene plays. It's about 8 seconds long. It's annoying. There's gonna be some RNG manipulation here. If you go over to the right corner, pick up this enemy. It didn't work. Normally that works. Normally it gets this enemy to throw her blade, thus releasing a shield. Chapter 10's a pretty buggy chapter, unfortunately, but it's honestly much better than it used to be. Once you figure out how to manipulate the RNG, and we can skip the RNG, then it's pretty fun. However, this is glitchless, and unfortunately we can't skip all the RNG. We can only manipulate as much as we can try. So, yeah, we're kind of screwed. I like to kill those enemies in place because it switches from the light zone to the air zone, and stuff with this light Skylander, and we like to do faster, more damage.
You need a magic Skylander.
Over here, normally we would put Ghost Roaster or another Skylander on as player 2, set up a warp, but we're not setting up a warp because this is glitchless. That ball is going to go out of bounds because it can. As I said, the chapter's pretty buggy. Pretty bad cycle. So there is some cycling, as I just mentioned. Okay, I hate these guys. Like, sometimes they just won't throw it at you. So normally we skip the section with Bash. It only saves like 2 seconds if we get perfect RNG. And then we switch over to Tornado and skip the last fight, which also has RNG in it.
Skylanders of the light are stronger than so.
Okay, that could have been worse RNG. That was actually not that bad. You mainly want to kill them near the same time, because these enemies don't drop until you at least kill one of them. And then the second one doesn't drop until you kill the other. And then you got the spell bunks. That's not a bad chapter 10, to be honest, as far as chapter 10s go. Alright, so now I'm going to switch to Sonic Boom. It's technically faster to do this section with Stealth Elf, but Sonic Boom is way better for this and is much less risky. Say I'm wasting time on swaps, but I'm not going to risk having bad apple RNG. So basically, sheep are gonna come eat your apples, and you need to collect a bunch of apples. That one, unfortunately, got one. Not the best growth rate. So there's 3 parts to the RNG. Did you actually get that? Damn. Sheep RNG. Sometimes the sheep are just invincible. Sometimes the sheep spawn in weird places. And the other one is apple growth RNG. Apple growth RNG is basically the apples grow at a different speed. This is okay apple RNG. This is like average. They're usually all about the same. I'm not getting good sheep RNG though. Oh, and then there's part of it is skill, and I'm not keeping the sheep tight. That one just spawned. Ah, gosh darn. Yeah, this is pretty bad. I'd be done with apples about now. I'm really not handling these guys very well. Okay. And you can't skip this cutscene over here, unfortunately. That was pretty bad apples. A good apples is like a minute and 15 seconds-ish from where I split. That was a minute and 30, so that was not good. And we're losing more time here because of swaps, so I'm not taking the risk in using stealth off. Stealth off is much harder in my opinion. But it is technically faster to use stealth off if you get good apples. You don't need to use all the rockets to build on, just most. But the 2 leftover rockets, I like to take out a tech spell punk that can get in your way, and if he gets too far out of your way, you'll actually end up collecting an item. And that loses a bunch of time. Good cycle RNG there. Nice shield. That's pretty good, actually. That might have been the best blade section I've ever had. The stealth off. With Ghost Roaster, we can just ram ourselves right into him. It doesn't matter. We'll take damage, yes. So we need to take these enemies up here. That's the one I like to take out. The second rocket missed. Now we're gonna go up here and grab a second pair of rockets. Because grabbing, so there's gonna be one more troll saw blade thing, and the game wants us to go grab a third pair somewhere else, but it's slower to get there than grabbing the second pair. Plus, we can do a pretty little cutscene skip, which is not a glitch, no. And I just can't get over here. So if you shoot at him doing this, it overlays cutscenes. So yay. We allow that because it's a cutscene skip, and we allow basically any other cutscene skip. Plus, it's pretty insignificant. And it only saves like a second. Actually, maybe 2 because you have to throw it at them. But anyway, up next we have the life boss fight. If you remember the one from the water source, this is for the life source. This one's pretty optimal. We want to destroy the snails, that's what they're called, the red things. We want to destroy them in the right patterns. Or just ram ourselves into the green things, I guess.
Knock knock. Too late.
Ah, didn't do very well there. We want to quick kill stealth off in 1 cycle, but unfortunately I didn't get it. Usually you get it, sometimes you just get unfortunate, and it's either you get bad RNG or you just don't hit her properly. That one I just didn't hit her properly. It would be faster if you just hit all of those, if you could. So here we're gonna actually tank damage, and we're doing this because it'll get to the next phase faster. It's gonna hesitate a little bit, and then it'll start. The slower you take this down, it's fine, as long as you don't tank damage, it's fine. As long as you tank it in a fast enough time, kind of like a frame roll. If you take too long, then you'll be actually losing time. So you want to tank them in a fair amount of time, to where there's still a little bit of hesitation to the next phase. I'm not making such much at all. I'm recording this. I really hope I'm recording this. I haven't had a capture card error yet, so I'm minorly scared I'm not recording. Ooh, I got hit. Getting hit actually does this a little bit of time. I got hit again. I got hit again. Are you kidding me? I lost maybe a second. That's annoying. Now we're gonna get all three. We're gonna go for Stone Smash and Zook first, because they're clumped up and we want to see if we can get it unload. I might get one. I don't think so. I might actually get one with stealth up here. This will be interesting. Let's see. I did. Alright. I got one unload. That's pretty nice. Okay, I'm just gonna make sure I'm recording. I am recording. Okay, good. Just had to be sure. Usually, my computer like freezes a little bit and you'll see a green screen. I haven't had that happen yet, which is great, but it only happens when I record, and I was minorly concerned that I wasn't recording. But we're fine. Alright, so chapter 12. A lot of lock puzzles. Normally we just skip these lock puzzles with Tornado. Because it's faster. It's not a whole lot faster, but it's faster. So maybe like an 8-second time save if you do them both perfectly.
Hey! Wait for
Which is pretty nice. You don't have to kill those enemies. You probably should if you are doing... you probably should if you're doing... the soup jumps. Which are banned in Glitchless, but you should probably kill them because they get in your way from doing the second jump. Animated cutscene. I'm gonna see if I got that. I think it should work. Okay. I skipped a cutscene there actually. If you hit Snuckles, where he says "ow," he doesn't play dialogue. It's really weird. Not a glitch, just the game not playing a dialogue. That saves like 2 seconds. Okay. There's gonna be some enemies that are gonna get in their way. Oh, never mind, I killed him. That's actually really fortunate. Wow.
Skylanders of the water. Things are stronger in this zone.
And you know, me just trying to go for the snapbacks and never getting them. Dude, okay. I tried too hard. If you do the puzzle the exact same way I just did, it actually skips the cutscene of the lasers shooting. Not only that, but it's also pretty much faster the way I did it, so... This puzzle's a little bit tricky to the blind eye, but it's actually pretty easy. I mean, they're all pretty easy anyway. You just want to go orange first. Man, I'm tired. And then blue and then green. Got invisible despawns much faster than the others. And yeah, got caught there. This movement up here is kind of hard for some reason.
You need a fire Skylander to unlock this gate.
There's also a bit of lag, so much less laggy up here now.
Skylanders are the life.
And I have a lot of health, so we can tank damage here. I'm going through the minefield. Basically, we go up here, and you just take damage. Easy. Up next is chapter 13, and this one has something that... Actually, you'll see. I'll get to it. You'll see when I get to it. There's like a little bit of a glitch. I don't know if I consider it a glitch yet or not. It's not using a glitch to do a glitch. It's basically just a skip. How about that? You'll see. It's later on in this chapter.
Skylanders of the Earth element are stronger.
Music in this part of the game is really good, by the way. You see like some effects. Okay. Anyway, go over here.
That ammo dump is just past here, and if you can find a handy-dandy mega bomb, this wall can go
I might walk on
kablooey.
top of the Mega Bomb wall briefly. Yeah. So, there is an I hate that so much, where you just get caught in this wall. You get caught in an invis wall, and then even when you turn, you just can't escape it. It's so annoying. So Mega Bombs. I hate Mega Bombs. They're much easier with Stealth Elf than Ghost Roaster. Normally we do these with Ghost Roaster. I guess they're not much easier, but they're easier. Please don't go for that one. Go for this one. Yeah. Still kind of hard, and they're just inconsistent all around. So we don't like them.
Skylanders of the Earth.
That's the hole-in-one, as named by a madman. It's very good to get because it's fast Mega Bomb. If you push it too far left, the Mega Bomb actually explodes if you hit the lava. Fun fact. So don't hit the lava. I found that out the hard way. Dude. Alright, so here's the thing that you could debate is or isn't a glitch. Right here. You just dash up that. You're not doing anything special to get up there, you're just dashing. And it barely skips anything. There's another one you can do, but it's a much bigger skip, and you are actually getting caught in midair. So at that point, then you are using Stealth Elf's dash as a glitch. That one you're just dashing and not using it as a glitch. So there's another one you might find with Stealth Elf, and yes, it's not allowed. So geometry cliffs are a bit of a gray area. It's just dependent on how much time it saves, how hard is it, what you're using to get it. It's pretty weird stuff. But that's just how the game rolls. Alright, it's chapter 14. I hate this chapter. Actually, I love this chapter, but I also hate it. I have a love-hate relationship with this one, if you can't tell. We normally use this one with Ghost Roaster. This should be fine on Glitchless. But with Ghost Roaster, you do a bunch of skips, and they're all pretty hard. Dude.
The Glitchless are stronger in this zone.
So we're just kind of dashing around.
Are stronger in this zone.
Bunch of enemies to kill over here. I've always loved the war-themed levels, honestly. So these are always pretty cool. Dude, I hate this. That key's got a very small window to grab it. Okay. We're gonna do a Mega Bomb section. Yes, another Mega Bomb section. This one's much shorter, thankfully, but in any percent slash ILs slash warpless slash warped slash 100%. I think we even skipped this 100%. We just skipped these Mega Bombs. Not original true though.
Of the undead elements are stronger.
Alright, I'm gonna take this tank out. If you're familiar with any percent, we take this out with Ghost Roaster, and as you can tell, it's really not much faster to take out the tank with Stealth Elf. With Ghost Roaster, you get the undead zones. That's why it's still pretty fast. But it is a little bit faster to take them out with Stealth Elf, though. We use Ghost Roaster.
Investigate the beach.
So yeah, if you ever run normal 90%, put Elemental Power on your Ghost Roaster. Personally, I think you should buff your Ghost Roaster all the way anyway. You should definitely buff your Stealth Elf all the way with Heroics. Heroic challenges are what gives you boost, so you get armor, speed. Speed's a very important one. Critical hit is a very important one, especially for Stealth Elf. And then the last one's Elemental Power, which is really only important for like 100% Skylanders or Ghost Roaster. And you can get those by heroic challenges. You need one Skylander gets you one heroic challenge. If you don't have all the Skylanders, no need to worry. On speedrun.com we have files that you can download. You like upload it to an SD card for your Wii, and you can get that. Forget that exists. And you can get all the heroic challenges in case you don't have another Skylander. So very nice. Thank you to Skydude for uploading that, I believe. And any percent, we just warp past all of this, and warpless, we use one go to skip through the whole chapter basically. Nice shield. I'm moving to this chapter 15, honestly. I have not done this section, these sections of chapter 15 in ages.
Skylanders of the fire element are stronger in this zone.
Please, okay, thank you. And we have a fight scene here. This fight section's pretty annoying. Fights.
Skylanders of the magic element are stronger in this zone.
a good bomb throw. Go to take out these little spiderlings. As far as fight scenes go, I've seen better, but I've seen worse, so I'll take it. Alright, chapter 16. This is a chapter I'm quite unfamiliar with, because we've been skipping this one for ages. Like, not with warps, but with the Ghost District, with the zoo clip, so I have to normally play this. I have practiced it a little bit, and on 100% I'm familiar with it anyway. There's a soft lock that can happen. I learned how to prevent it, thanks to the help of Madman, and me. Basically, you just walk, so there's this cutscene. It's this cutscene that's coming up right here. Okay, if that cutscene does not play, you're screwed. You need to restart the chapter immediately or redeem the soft lock. But basically, your Wii will crash, so. Dude. Push, thank you. I need to stop going for so many snapbacks. Like that, I swear. The reaction time is pretty poor. Okay, so this is where the soft lock would happen, but not happening to us. Wait, I don't have to. That's right, I just need to kill these two enemies. Okay, as you can see, I'm not that familiar with this chapter. Okay, so we're gonna go down here. Should we fight scene? I'm seeing fight scene. Okay, cannon.
Skylanders of the undead elements are stronger than we are.
Is that dead? He's still not dead. Are you kidding me? That's annoying. Dude. I hate snapbacks. Over here, you're just gonna dash up, or that's right. To kill. You only killed these three enemies. The only two enemies you need to take out.
Skylanders of the fire are stronger in this house.
Dude. Wow. Wait, what? I don't know why I wasn't shooting. It's really bad. There we go. Yeah, it's over. The chapter I'm not familiar with is done.
Undead elements are stronger than this house.
And then normally we do this section with, what's his face? Ghost Racer. Ghost Racer. I get to that. But, we're still healthy. split very early. I don't know why that loaded so long. Yeah, so that section is actually faster to fight with Ghost District, because Ghost District creates like little minions after you take out enemies. So. Oh, chapter 17. I haven't done this one in a while. Okay.
Skylanders of the water element are
I think I know
stronger
what
in
I'm doing.
wisdom.
So normally we skip all this stuff with Tornado. Cause soup. But nope, can't do that here.
You need an air Skylander to unlock this gate.
Nice, I got the teleporter. Alright, so here's another swap. This is an in-game skip that's allowed, kind of like the one you saw in Chapter 2 way back when. You go over here and switch to Zap. Oh, I should have had my player 2 remote. I have it on me. Normally what you do is you put on player 2, switch to Zap as player 2, and then take Zap off. It saves 5 seconds, or 4 seconds, because of swapping. I'll have to remember that. That skips a good bit. Skips some fighting and a long hard puzzle. And it's an in-game skip, so this is allowed. Not stuff we do in regular 90% anymore, by the way, because in 90% we just warp near the end.
Skylanders of the water element are stronger in wisdom.
Okay. Some cycling over here. Generally, you don't want to get hit. And if you do get hit, maybe you get shielded. This is basically where we warp to, but the battle gate doesn't spawn, so you don't have to kill these enemies over here. And the lights do this fight over here. This is a bit of a harder section. That was weird. Audio just kind of died for a second. Okay, I'm heading to the boss fight. I'll go straight to dash behind you because he only dashes once if he dashes straight into the wall. So a little optimization there. Wait, actually. Oh. maybe don't take a lot of damage. Next is Chop Chop.
Shield at the ready.
By the way, we are past the 90% world record now. 90% world record is 1/10 4x. So in case you're wondering how much time to glitches save, a lot.
Fear the dog.
You might have noticed that Stealth Off's been healing herself over time, and that's one of her upgrades. It's her Soul Gem upgrade, where I think every 5 seconds she heals +5. Which is actually pretty helpful. I think there's definitely some times, especially during the final Chaos fight, where it is actually useful. We just never notice it. But yeah, it's it pays off, I think. Alright, so here's where we're most likely to get a double on then. I might get it. Just die, Chop Chop. Okay, I only got one. Yeah, usually you want to hit Chop Chop first and then Ghost Rooster, because Chop Chop's in the way. Getting the one with X is pretty easy. Alright, so up next is Chapter 18, and we're gonna switch Skylanders. Again, this is a part of the game where this was not originally used in Glitchless, but was implemented, and I just talked to Hugo.
His fellow mole can need
Great.
help.
Yeah, Hugo's on the line. Hugo stands by wherever the player 2 Skylander usually stands, and since we want to play the game as player 2, it's like kind of dumb. Alright, so now I'm going to switch to Drill Sergeant. Drill Sergeant breaks rocks really quickly, so we don't need to pick up the mine picks. And we'll use them for Chapter 19 as well, because there's more rocks to break. And there's also a small cutscene skip we can do with them, so we'll just complete that one. Okay.
Skylanders of the water elements are stronger in this zone.
Little tight corners there, so not very good. Okay. Over here, and then breaking rocks. There is a rhythm to breaking rocks with this A and B tech. I cannot explain the rhythm at all. It just kind of works for me. It's like B and then A and then B. Just imagine that kind of. I think everyone knows that much. It has to be timed properly though. So that's pretty good for a Ghost Surgeon section. Please hit him. Okay, so when you hit the habanero, that skips a cutscene that's not even needed in the game. So that's why we use Drill Surgeon. Really fast. Yeah, that's a pretty good Drill Surgeon section, I'd say. It wasn't perfect. That's a bit of a slow card pushing section. So that's Chapter 18 for you. I'm going to stay as Drill Sergeant, because there's some more rocks in Chapter 19. And block pushing. Oh, shoot. I missed the cutscene skip. Ah, that's annoying. Alright, so this cutscene, I don't know how not to skip it. Or, I don't know how, yeah, I don't know how that works. It just happens sometimes. Oh well. I think you just spam C. It'll be fine. So we're going to stick his drill sergeant a little bit, get some more rocks, and he's really fast at block pushing.
Alright.
Why the B8 button didn't work.
Good job.
Let's do my computer. This just kind of hesitates. Alright, so here's the big block pushing section.
Looks like
And I actually do need to do this properly. Because I'm not worried about getting a Skylander over, I'm actually worried about getting the train over, so. I actually do have to do this. Wait, I don't think I did this right. Close enough. Yeah, I think I pushed that block a little few too many times. It's alright. Little audio malfunction there, apparently. Okay, and then long unskippable dialogue. We skip all of this in 90%. And ASL warps. We actually warp past this, but at 90% we use Drill Sergeant from 18, and then we switch to Tornado, do a skip, switch to Ghost Twister, go through an Invis Wall, and then we switch to Stealth Elf and progress to the chapter. I don't know what my pace is right now. I think I'll be below 144 pretty soundly at this point. I'll say, like, really mess something up. What on earth? I've never seen that before.
Skylanders of the fire.
Okay, so now we can switch to Stealth Elf.
Now you see me, now you don't.
Okay, so I'm trying to think. You only need to take out those two sets of rock monsters, not the ones on the left. Okay. And boss fight. This is the shortest one, I believe. Although you're least likely to get onloads. So, I'm trying to do the math. I think my pace is, I don't know, 140? I mean, I'm just gonna guess 140. I could be completely wrong. I think so. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I won't really know until I get to the final boss. Am I gonna die? I hope I don't die. Nah, I'll be fine. Okay, Summer just teleported twice. That's unusual. What is this sunburn? Wait, don't die. Okay. That was a really bad sunburn. I don't think I've ever seen such a bad sunburn. Okay. So if you stand right here, you won't get hit at all. Fun fact. So this is what I like to call the daily Discord check. I just check Discord while I stand there. Okay. We'll progress. We're up just the last little minion here, Shadowlander, and then we get to fight all 3 of them. Getting an unload is very, very doubtful. Oh, that's right, in 20 you can soft lock. I have to remember to prevent soft locks. There are 2 soft lock preventions we do. I have to remember to do them both. Yeah, please don't die. You're most likely to get an unload between... I got an unload. I got a double unload, are you serious? That never happens. Lol. That's the second time I've got a download there. Unload there. You're most likely to get an unload from Sunburn and Eruptor, which I got.
Greetings, Skylander.
So the reason we hesitated there was because we can actually skip that cutscene. So it's like a little bit of time loss for a lot of time save.
Skylanders of the air, Elder.
So you want to wait for him to say, "Greetings, Skylander," and then you press C. There's a little soft lock here, and it's easy to avoid. You have to get that cutscene. You just kind of walk in. And you got the key. And we get over here, we just need to get this Ultron. Excuse me. Please don't grab that. Alright, soft lock prevention, don't move. Okay. If you move, that cutscene does not play, and then you soft lock later. Basically what happened is here, enemies wouldn't spawn, and then you wouldn't be able to escape. Yep, delayed A input. Okay. Oh yeah, you're in the life zone here, so a little bit of a damage penalty. I should not have gone for him. So I'm gonna push him forward anyway. So we're gonna go down here.
Skylanders of the magic element are stronger in this zone.
And we're actually gonna do block pushing sections. Normally we just skip this. Okay. Ooh, I almost grabbed that for some reason. Oh, that's right. That's right. That's an accidental snapback. That just kind of happens there. Again, more reason to allow snapbacks. Okay. So this third block puzzle section, there's a cutscene you can't skip if you do the glitches. If you don't do the glitches, there's a faster way of doing this block puzzle section. But just note that in standard 80%, this is not normally how you do it. So you go over here and push this block, and then push this one. But normally, that's not what you do. Normally, you push the block, I pushed last, and then push the block, I pushed second to last. There's a skip called YOLO skip, I'm actually going to go for it just for the sake of it, but if you get it, you're not allowed to do it. Okay, I didn't get it. Basically, you hop over that enemy, and the battle gates don't open up. You just have to walk back. If you get it by accident, you just have to walk back and spawn the gates in. Also, yeah, you can kind of die here. I haven't done these fights in a long time. We actually warp past them, and it's faster to warp past them in any percent in all story levels warps, because you have to swap anyway. However, in all story levels Glitchless and in the IL, it's actually 3 seconds faster to do YOLO skip. Might be more. And for all I care, yellow skips faster than the warp, but yellow skip in chapter 20 is really, really hard. Okay, 21. So I have to wait a little bit before I skip this cutscene, I believe. So this one right here.
In some ways,
I didn't get it. Ah, I don't know how to skip this one then. I'll have to ask. Oh, you know what? So we normally set up a warp here, so it might actually be impossible to skip that cutscene unless you set up the warp, because you have to go back and ask him. Okay. Oh, I just lost some free time save.
at last. Skylanders of the tech element are stronger in this zone.
Yep, wall. So time for a really long auto-scroller. In 90% we just skip this auto-scroller, but at least you get to listen to the really nice music, so. Like, the music is really good. Definitely my favorite song of the game. And the series, for that matter. So here's the auto-scroller. It's really long. Why did I just wait there?
I am still with
Yeah,
you.
really long auto-scroller.
Follow the commands to control the war machine's powerful weapon systems. Press the main attack button to fire.
So we're gonna be here for a while. Sit back and relax. I don't know what pace I'm on precisely, but I'm on pretty good pace, I think.
Secondary attack.
Don't think it'll be a sub 140. I wouldn't count on that.
Automatons.
But maybe I can get a second place glitchless run. So there's this chapter and then one more. The last chapter is not all that long compared to 20 and 21, but there's a long boss fight at the end, which is its own split. Boss fight's roughly 4 minutes, a little over. So it depends when I enter the boss fight. There should only be one enemy coming up here. Oh, did I get them all? Oh, I guess I got them all. I think that might be first. I don't know if I've ever done that before. This part's cool, honestly. I really like looking around at the volcano. I think this is a neat scene. With the poggers music. Really good casual section of the game. Speedrunning, it's a sit there. That just happens sometimes. Kinda sucks. Which is why I don't want to take a ton of damage, because sometimes that punch is unavoidable. So if you just tank a bunch of damage to the entire auto-scroller and then you get punched, I mean, you're kinda dead. Alright, so that's the end of the auto-scroller. Thanks for sitting with us. Yay.
Behold. Skylanders of the air element are stronger in this zone.
That'll actually just do that much damage. You don't need to take a single screw here.
Skylanders of the magic element are stronger in this zone.
So when we warp into the air gate actually over here, because those coordinates are actually accessible from the hub world. So, and then we just go over and grab the key card.
Skylanders of the magic element are stronger.
It's really cool. Yeah, pretty sure you can right there. Alright, so when you get over here, you're just gonna walk down and they'll target you. Whoa, ho, 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 ho. I was really risking it for the brisket there. But I got the brisket, so who cares? I basically can't die now. That's it for chapter 21. Alright, one more chapter, and the boss fight. You can't skip this cutscene, unfortunately, it's pretty long.
Splendid! Now I'll just use the core to send you there. Let's
So,
see. I simply punch in a few
that's
coordinates
basically it
here
for all the
and-
other Skylanders. The only other Skylander we're going to use left is Time Twister, which isn't even a Skylander, it's just a magic item. We're going to use it to skip a phase in Chaos. That's going to be it, unless I have to pull out my backup stealth elf if I die, which is possible.
Well, I guess the core works pretty fast.
I sure wish we could go with the Skylander. Then we could all take down Chaos together.
I agree, Callie. But I think this is something our hero must do alone.
I like how the dialogue says, but somehow I think. But in English it just says, but I think. I don't know, I just think it's kind of funny. Alright, so I haven't done this chapter of Glitchless in a while.
Skylanders of the fire.
Normally we skip over stuff with Tornado, because soup. This beginning section we do with Stealth Elf. How did he not die? Are you kidding me?
Skylanders of the magic element are stronger in this zone.
Alright, a little slower than Potato Circle, I think. So we're gonna go right. Key 1. I guess this section doesn't take all that long. Oops. Yeah, you want to go right because if you go left, you get a cutscene. You don't want that. Because you grab an item. Yeah, I think Glitchless World Arc is impossible at this point. It'll be close. I think I can get a 140.
Stronger in this
Go this way. Yeah, I think I would need to finish this chapter before 136. Let's build the tech spell upon. Okay. And finally, the chaos fight. Here's the end of the run. Thanks for sticking with me. I got the time I wanted, which is sub 144. It's my first glitchless run. First completed glitchless run. I've done a few attempts, and some of them have died to reporting errors, some of them have died because of softlocks. I think only one died to softlock, actually. Alright, so here's where we're going to put an item on. Right here, just briefly, so we can do enough damage to chaos in a shorter amount of time. So that we can skip a little phase. Good. So we're only going to get 2 enemies here, and what we got was Slam Bam Interrupter. And then we're going to get a water pattern. Hopefully we get good RNG. There's 3 different patterns you can get, maybe 4. This looks like to be the worst pattern. Yeah. Unfortunate. It's fine though, because the water patterns aren't a big deal. I mean, the worst pattern compared to best pattern is like really not that much at all. So we take damage. We're going to get 2 again. Hopefully we get a good pattern. That's fine. We don't normally like Ghost Drifter here. Yeah, so that was a bit slow. The best pattern to get, I believe, is... Yeah, no, I think the best pattern to get is Zap and Ghost Drifter. I think, I don't know. Best pattern in life, so that's good. I just want to take out this snail spit quickly there. Okay, third phase, we're going to get 3 enemies. Soup, Chop Chop, and Sunburn.
My soul.
Okay. And we're gonna get an undead pattern. There's 2 patterns, one's really bad, one's really good. And we get the really good one. I haven't gotten the bad one in a while, I don't think. That's a lot of damage. Stop. Goodness, that was way too much damage. Alright, we'll heal up a bit here, but I think I'm gonna have to pull up my back out. Because I'm probably gonna die. Actually, no, I think I'll be fine. Alright, I want to take out Flameslinger here, because he's just gonna do the Walk of Shame. To the right for some reason. Fire pattern doesn't really matter. Aha, that's a lot of damage. Oh, yeah, I'm screwed. Alright, we're gonna have to pull out the backup. I'm gonna die first, most likely. Why did I walk up? I can maybe heal up a little bit here, but I have to not actually get a shot. So. This is why you have a backup stealth off. This one does a little more damage because it has a critical hit hat, but... Or in theory, it should do more damage. At least. And normally I would switch to this stealth off, but I wasn't given time to swap for the final boss. Normally we like skip to the final boss with Tornado, but not quite skip to the final boss. And then we switch. Because we don't want to fight the boss with Tornado, that'd be really, really slow. Oh, by the way, this guy's name's Chaos. I don't know if I ever mentioned that. Please don't die twice. Okay, this might actually be really bad. Are you serious? I haven't died twice in ages. Oh my gosh. So this went from a 140 to a 141, because I'm not going to be able to cycle. I don't know what to make of this. Normally dying once is like a 50-50, dying twice is just impossible. Am I actually going to take this to a 142? Are you serious? There's no way, because this is going to be a 142. Come on. I can make this a 141. Alright. So, that was just a really unfortunate final boss fight, but I'll take it. Why is there another split? What?
That's right.
It's 141.29. That was the final time. I don't know why it's... Alright, 141.29 is my final time.
Well, now looks like you.
Alright,
did
well,
it.
thanks for watching.
You
This
beat
is
the
going to be my
game.
submission run.
The whole enchilada.
That could have been better.
Complete shebang.
But, you know what? I'll take
Entire
it.
ball of wax.